charisma is an essential part of leadership. And contrary to popular belief, it is not something we're born with. Charisma can be taught. While there are those out there who always seem like they have the perfect things to say and know exactly how to act, charisma is not a skill that is reserved exclusively for them. I see charisma more like an art form. There are those who have a more natural inclination for it, but the ones who are truly successful at it are the ones who really work and try again and again and again until they know that they are getting it right every time. So to demonstrate how this can be taught, I divided charisma into what I think are the two most crucial skills we need to know. And these are visual mindfulness and vocal mindfulness. Visual mindfulness. Body language is crucial. So when we first meet someone, the first place we look is actually their hands. And when you ask someone, what's the first thing you look at when you meet someone? They often tend to say their eyes or their face. But looking at their hands is actually a caveman instinct that we have brought from their time. And what we're doing is we are checking for weapons. And we are trying to decide right then and there whether they are a friend or a foe. So Vanessa Van Edward explained this in one very simple phrase. Our brain knows that if we can't see hands, we can't see intention. So often we become very uncomfortable when someone keeps their hands behind their back. You know, they're like hiding them. You're like, what are they doing back there? Like, just makes you a little more anxious. Whereas if I come back to here, you automatically feel a little less stressed. You know exactly what's going on. Nicholas Boothman gave a similar tip in his book, How to Make People Like You in 90 Seconds or Less. And the way he phrased it was people like themselves. So the way I'm going to show this is through a game that many of us played when we were in elementary, the mirror game. So the mirror game is when you stand across from your partner, and as they move, you kind of try to become in sync with them and match their body language. So obviously when we're communicating with someone in real life, we don't want to be matching them exactly because that's a little creepy. But what we do want to do is almost mimic the little movements they make. So when they nod, we nod. When they tilt their head, we tilt our head. When they clasp their hands, we clasp our hands. And this is because this creates a natural feeling of similarity and understanding. And because people like themselves, they are more likely to trust you because they feel that you understand them. It is an evolutionary survival trait to trust people who look and act the way we do. So with this very simple adjustment, we have now brought trust into the conversation. So now the actual conversation, verbal mindfulness. Well, verbal is the actual wording we are using. It is both our words and their words. And a favorite quote of mine is from the Greek philosopher Epictetus, and he says, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Well, active listening is crucial. Active listening is being able to concentrate, understand, and respond to what is being said to you. People want to be heard. People want to be understood. So when we learn how to be receptive to their feelings, if we can learn how to be that outlet for someone, we will have a much easier time connecting with them. And with this, you are creating that first impression, that foundation for a secure bond. And that through this charisma, we have created that bond. And we have created this environment, this community where we literally cannot live without one another. We build, we invest, we educate for each other. And it all starts with that first impression, with that charisma.